Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and SUI price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with Ethereum here on the 4 hours chart, where we are still looking at our double 1-2 here, the 1-2 and another 1-2, and of course we see here a signal potentially for a leading diagonal as a potential wave 1 and then wave 2, and following of course a push toward the upside. Now two possibilities of course are unfolding here. The first one is bullish, of course, where we have double 1-2. We're looking for wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 toward the upside to unfold here continuously, of course, for Ethereum, where we might reach a wave 3 there. And we would like to see, of course, somehow continuation toward the upside. So basically, this is a very bullish, of course, in double 1-2, but a signal for this is still, of course, very required. We would like to see, of course, a push really massively toward the upside here, taking the confirmation for higher prices over there. By all means, this is your confirmation for higher, not taken yet, of course, and preferably as well to continue towards the 3,700, which is, of course, the invalidation totally for something bearish here as an impulse, 1, 2, 3, and then wave 4 and a wave 5. If this, of course, because this is your impulse wave 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, of course, in case we're still bearish here. And we would like to take first, of course, this confirmation for higher. Now, if this is the double 1-2, then okay, we want to see higher prices. If in case it is something as an ending diagonal, that is a little bit different, which is, of course, here a zigzag wave 1, you have wave 2, potentially looking for a zigzag wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5 somehow. That is gonna create kind of an ending diagonal as an A, B, and a C here, and then pushing down. So even if we take the confirmation for higher, it still can be, of course, corrective, and then pushing down, of course, for something bearish, in case we're still here looking for something bearish on Ethereum. Also, it can be a double 1-2, bigger double 1-2. So in case that it dropped down, and it will be tested, of course, in this area for wave 2. And if we see signal for strength again, it might be even in another bullish scenario, pushing after double 1-2 here, of course, for Ethereum. Now, the highest possibility for me is still, of course, yet 50-50. I would like to see the reaction in this area, and I would like to see if we form a zigzag here. Yeah, so if we form a zigzag, meaning, of course, zigzag wave 1, wave 2, 3, and then 4 and a 5 to unfold, of course, for Ethereum. Unless, of course, pushing directly toward the upside, this is ultimate bullish, meaning for 5 for 5, and even new all-time high here we're talking about, definitely. Yep, so this is regarding Ethereum on the 4-hour chart. If we dive a little bit inside it here, we can see also clearly that we have potentially, of course, this diagonal where you might be, of course, in a wave 1, wave 2. I would like to see wave 3 here in this potential scenario. Of course, the wave 2 diagonal will be taken then aggressively a little bit, somehow like that, in this shape. And that means, of course, wave 3 might be an ABC here, then wave 4, and then wave 5 to reach exactly the 1-to-1 fib level, taken from the A to the B to the C here. So very likely that this scenario can unfold. This is a priority first. Once we break it, and we break this high, and also, of course, this one, that means, of course, we are bullish here. We are in a wave 3. So key level to be watched is 3,660. Above it, that means it's a wave 3 unfolding here in a massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 continuation, of course, for higher. By all means, I'm looking, of course, here still for higher a little bit. Now, on the 15-minute chart, this impulse can still be, of course, unfinished. We might still be having here a wave 5 as a 1, 2, 3, and wave 4 here. And then wave 5 might still be unfolding, of course, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, somehow toward the upside. On the KGT here, we can take the 3-minute chart, of course. So yes, we have kind of like a signal for bullish there, and we have invalidation for bearish. Very interesting. Of course, we see the reference point here taken. Within the bullish, we see, of course, higher highs, and we're still pushing as well for higher. So very nice indication. So yeah, we're pushing here definitely in a wave 5. targets for this wave 5 might reach, of course, this blue box at least, which is between the 3,464. And it can be higher. Of course, it can be higher. The extension 3,500 can be, of course, wave 3, 4, and a 5 here, and then pushing for wave B, and then wave C for, of course, the zigzag in a wave 3. Yeah, so yeah, very nice for Ethereum. So higher possibility is to push for higher prices, definitely. Now, Solana. For Solana as well, we are looking for something bullish here, potentially leading diagonal wave 1 or wave A, followed by a very deep correction and very complex. However, we got, of course, a reaction, very nice reaction on the lower time frame, where we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. And of course, this wave 5 is potentially finished, where we see already 5 waves. However, if we dive inside it a little bit, we can see that in case that you want to read this as a diagonal here, well, it can be, but the problem is that your wave 5 is longer. Yeah, so wave 5 here might be longer, definitely, than the wave 3, which is give us, of course, a question mark. Is it like several 1, 2 here, and we're looking for something really higher? Can be, but let me check, by the way, if this is a wave 3, the 1 to 1, yes, taken. So yeah, wave 5 longer than wave 3, so we gotta be careful. It might means also that it can be, of course, a double 1, 2 here. Wave 3 is unfolding as well. Yeah, so it can be something for higher, because confirmation for higher is very, very close to be taken. Was very close to be taken. Well, the gap is very clear. It was not taken totally, as you can see. A small gap, but yeah, and also the wave 5 longer. So we gotta also be careful with it. It might be as well something still corrective here. Can be an A, B, and a C, as we see the 1.38. Can it be for a longer wave 4, since you have, of course, a long wave 2? So the time is still very normal to be in a wave 4. And then wave 5 to unfold later on can be very likely. So be careful, because the signal there for a longer wave 5 and not continuation, not taking the confirmation for higher, perfectly 1.38 red in the top, means, yeah, very likely that we might still see, of course, one more low here. For Solana on the 1 minute chart, anyway, and KGT as well, we have a bearish signal, reference from the top, yes. So invalidation as well for bullish, of course, I mean, with this signal. But yeah, based on the reference, you want to be bullish again. Now we see something corrective still, yeah, even with this. Basically, the last signal we have is bearish, so we are dropping. Unless, of course, we get a new bullish signal, then, of course, the things change. But currently, we are in a bearish status. Let me check a little bit higher time frame. It might be bullish, okay. Okay, on the higher time frame, it might still be bullish, but maybe one more low. Yeah, one more low can be there to unfold this bullish scenario. But be careful with it, because also I see some weakness. Yeah, as per Elliott Wave, as I mentioned, probably the 1 minute will be will take this low again. Yeah, and we are impulsive here. So yeah, I prefer, of course, to give higher possibility for the wave C. 60% here that we might drop. 40% we might continue, but this continuation has to be impulsive. So yeah, we'll see. If not, then yeah, definitely. If we don't take the 148, forget about, of course, anyway. Pushing for higher now. If the price stays before the 148, we're looking for lower. Yep, so for SUI, finally, for SUI, we are looking as well at our correction here, very, very deep one. Potentially 1, 2, 3 can be there, and wave 4 unfolding there for the blue scenario, meaning wave 4 still can be somewhere here, maybe finishing now even, and then pushing for the wave 5 still toward the downside. However, if we dive inside it here, of course, after this push here as a 1, 2 or as an A, B, and a C, we have, of course, the double 1, 2, and then wave 3 has unfolded for the yellow scenario as 1, 2, 3, and currently we're still ranging in this area for a longer time, and especially that you have a long wave 2 there. So it's very, very acceptable to see, of course, a little bit longer sideways range here. Might be still, of course, even pushing for lower for the 1-to-1 fib level as an ABC, or it might be as well the triangle here. So there is two possibilities for this correction. Of course, it can be a sideways triangle, or it can be the ABC. Now, because the wave 2 is deep, you have reached, of course, very deep price here. And that means, of course, very likely we are in a triangle. Yeah, so it can be a triangle as an A, B, C, D, and an E, and then pushing for higher again for this wave 5. So a little bit easier for SUI, of course, to read it. So basically, wave 5 is still unfolding. This is very corrective. Whatever is going to end up here, whether triangle or an ABC, we might, of course, push for higher still for wave 5. Yeah, so these are basically the predictions for SUI and also 15-minute chart. Yeah, I see something, of course, still pushing for lower. And yeah, we are very bearish also on the KGT here on the 1-minute chart. Let me refresh. Okay. Wow. Okay, we have double signals here. So be careful. We have double signals. And of course, we are pushing for lower. However, at the same time, once we finished here, of course, the bullish signal has been given. Now we see, of course, higher prices. Yeah, which is still can be an impulse. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Wave 4 very deep here, but it did not interfere with the zone 1. But basically, also it is in divergence, so it is bullish here. Let me check also higher time frame. Okay, yes, we have also bullish signal. So basically, yeah, it might push for higher, but it can be, of course, the triangle here. Yeah, so because it resists from now, because if we are in ABC, the wave C is finished anyway, and it start to resist as bullish. So all what we require now is wave D and an E, and then pushing for higher, which is anyway looking for higher right now. Yeah, so very interesting for SUI as well. So these are the updates for SUI, Ethereum, and Solana. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.